Guys, welcome back to another video. Haven't done one like this in a while, but I thought I'd do this for you guys. Here's a little office. I wanted to take you on a tour of this interesting Arma map. Here's a pilot's briefing room, ready room, bunk houses, and this leads out to a hangar. Here's a hangar, a secure hangar with secure items, as you can see, in a secure location in the continental United States. This is Harvey Point. Harvey Point, North Carolina. This is a great map that was designed by Sigma and Rich. Rich is a friend of mine, and you remember him from some operations we've done together in the Brown Squadron recently. And before that, he was the company first sergeant for the Ranger Regiment Reconnaissance Company in the old days when I flew with them. And they went with the Google map image of the real location and built this facility. And this is essentially a one-for-one copy, with some imagination, of course, of the real Harvey Point defense testing activity, which is a very secure, classified location where a lot of hush-hush kind of stuff goes on. Reportedly a lot of demolitions testing, car bomb testing, stuff like that is done here. And there are multiple secure facilities to host people that are here for training of various projects. So here's the main runway. There's the tower. Here's the dock. So a lot of these facilities are added to make the area more interesting than its real-life counterpart. Here's some nice buildings like hotel structures. They could be used for any reason. A lot of forest. This is one of the few Arma maps that has a lot of North American type forestry here. Up here we have some shoot house towns, some mount towns. We have a small one here that has a lot of trash strewn around. That would be a great place to hide IEDs. We have another facility here that is kind of a shoot house town made of it's modular, made of either Connex boxes or something very similar. Any training routine that you can think of, you can simulate here. Here is the power substation, I think, that supports the whole facility. And then here is an open area for weapons and demolition testing. There's quite a few of these. I think one of the crown jewels of this map is this detention facility. This is a fully functional modern prison with cell blocks and doors that open and close by remote. And there are two complete cell blocks. There are public areas, there's a prison yard, there's that helipad, multiple redundant gates to get into and out of the facility. So if you wanted this to be a black site, or if you wanted to train on a prison type rescue mission, you have your choice of the modern or the rustic for training purposes. A lot of work went into this. Okay, so forward we have more wide open areas, and you may notice up here vehicle hulks. We did a lot of aerial gunnery testing around here. We put vehicles out here and get our practice in, accuracy practice. We're crossing this runway. By the way, this airfield is not on any FAA chart. It doesn't exist at all. There's simply a piece of airspace that is forbidden to enter that sits over this plot of land. Down here is a really cool little shooting facility. That long stretch is a nice static range that you can populate with whatever kind of targets you like. Under the big shed is a fully functional shoot house. You can populate with active targets or run a script to set up a different scenario every time and run your teams through the shoot house. It also has walkways on the second deck for cadre to observe the team as they're running through the shoot house. Right here by the wall, as you can see, is sort of a rehearsal zone where you can simulate walls and doors. You've got a helipad, you've got other buildings for training. Pretty cool facility. A lot more warehouses over this way. Other types of structures that you can add to. And again, the configuration and layout of these places is taken directly from the Google Earth image. There's a two-building facility right in front of us here that I like to call the Embassy. That is composed of a very modern, original building constructed for this map. Multi-floors with stairwells and a big, tall, open top floor structure, and then roof access. And next to it is this older, traditional Arma multi-story structure, and it's all walled off. And so this can, with a little bit of imagination, be used as a facility for all kinds of training. We did a lot of fast rope training here. We did a lot of roof landing training here, simultaneous ground and air troop insertions. We got a lot of work done on this particular facility right here. Really cool. As we go out west, we're kind of going toward the mainland of North Carolina, and parts of this map include areas that are private land off the government reservation. And we have some homes here, including some private homes and some that are under construction. And I don't know if anyone has ever built a house under construction in Arma before, but there you go, construction site. Each one of these homes is unique, and because it's on the map, you can use these for all kinds of training facilities. You can use them for roof assaults, home assaults, hostage situations, whatever your imagination can think of. Long-range surveillance, maritime insertion from the sea. The water is deep enough for a submarine or SEAL delivery vehicles. So your imagination is the only limiting factor here. And I'm sure in reality these homes are probably very nice. Farther out we get into a swampy area. This swampy area can be used for land nav. It can be used for land warfare. It's again one of the few locations in the game that has this type of environment where it's coniferous trees, you know, from both coniferous and deciduous trees native to the North American continent in a swamp. We've got about knee-high water there. It's a very unique layout, and I can speak from experience. It's easy to get lost in here, especially if you send people in here to try to get their way out, and you don't give them a map. You just give them a compass, and they have to use their wits. You find out who has wits and who doesn't, I guess. So a lot of this in reality is private land. Alright, so we're coming up to what would be the main entrance of this facility. And it has full vehicle security. Yep, it's right here. There's this traffic circle. You see the fence line? And there's a couple layers of vehicle security. There's this parking lot for buses, for checking out buses before they're allowed to enter the property. There's the perimeter road off to the right. The all-important restricted areas sign. And then the main gate with service roads on both sides. Leading up to a full physical security entrance where vehicles can be searched and they have to be driven through a sort of an anti-V-bid, slow speed set of barricades. There you are. And then there's the main gate, and from here people are actually given access to their facility. And I'm certain that in reality access here is highly compartmentalized. If you're here for some reason, you're only allowed to go to the place you're supposed to go and no other place. You're probably not even told what the other places are. Of course, we had to take a little bit of creative license. Here's a medical facility here. And that's a custom building composed of some other Arma units put together. It's really nice. And then this helipad on this brick structure right behind it. These big buildings here we'll consider notionally to be the main admin or headquarters of this facility, if there is such a place. Again, some of these buildings are constructed new for this map, and a lot of attention to detail in the parking lot, in the landscaping. Pretty much what you'd expect from a government facility in terms of landscaping. And a lot of trees, a lot of trees. Going out this way, there's some more training facilities, more nondescript buildings. This looks to me very much like munitions storage, like you'd see near an air base. If they're doing a lot of explosives testing, they probably have to do a lot of. They have to have a lot of explosive materials on inventory, which would have to be stored in accordance with federal safety regulations, whatever they may be. There you go. And this place has its own gate, and it's under lock and key, etc., etc. Now, when we use this map, the units I've been on that have used this map, the areas that we most use have been near the apron of the airfield, in terms of briefing, debriefing, setting up missions. And we're going to come to one of those places now. Here's the hangar, the airfield hangar in front of me. And to the immediate right here on my 1 o'clock are a set of one-story structures. And one of these contains what you could call a team house. This one I'm flying over right here. Yep, I just avoided VRS. That's what I just did. Let's have a look. So if you have a tactical team here, they live, work right here. You've got equipment storage, ammunition storage, secure items storage, laundry, stuff like that you have to have when you have a bunch of people living here in close quarters. Every housing area has its own fridge, its own table, Very prison-like in a way. Right? Vending machines, the whole 9 yards. And everybody's favorite play area with a couple game machines and a card table and TV and stuff. Everybody's ruck is piled up. Here's a gym, some workout equipment, and usually in here is the HQ or the briefing area. Now these statics are part of the map, and you can add to these for the mission. For example, you can put a conference table here and a bunch of chairs, and you can set guys up here to do a briefing and a debriefing. And I'm assuming these would be restrooms. Yep, that kind of makes sense. Here's the kitchen. So it's kind of made to look practical. If you have a unit here that is a tenant of this facility for a period of time, and they're doing training for a period of time, and they have to live and work here and sleep here, you want them. Also, you want the place to be compartmentalized. So if you have some other organization or some other team or some other nationality of operatives training here, you don't want them to meet each other. That's kind of the idea behind how tightly compartmentalized this facility is. For helicopter pilots, it's not the biggest in terms of raw airspace out there, but there's a lot of interesting options for practice. There's a lot of roof landings that can be done on all of these buildings here. There are a bunch of these H-shaped buildings that have center pads. There's the landing pads in the two landing pads in the prison facility, plus anywhere else you have the creativity to try to land any stretch of roof that's big enough, for example, that's unobstructed enough. The parking lot, the street, if you can fit your rotor diameter in there. So there you go. Harvey Point. I recommend this map. I think it's just beautifully done. Obviously, it's very small, so its utility for an Arma Milsim unit would be limited to training, limited to small-scale training, I would say, and especially for the air side. This may not be the best bet because for airside training, you want a lot of airspace. You need a much bigger area to operate in. But we did get a lot of training in when I was using this map, and we're still using it actively in the Bronze Squadron. More news about that soon. And no, I don't know where those aircraft came from. I have no idea. And if I knew, I couldn't tell you. And if I told you, I'd have to kill you. You know how that goes. So guys, that's Harvey Point. Hope you enjoyed the little tour. Sorry I haven't been cranking out as many videos of late, but the Bronze Squadron is going through some reorganization. We're going to be getting back at it pretty soon. Thank you always for watching and for your subscriptions and your continued support of the channel. Until next time, this is Sixgun saying, I will see you later.